We are here today to talk to you about burnout and particularly how to prevent burnout. We had the opportunity, Rosa Estela and I, to do this presentation last week for the Neuro company here in Silicon Valley. Yay, yay, Neuro. And we
Wow.
loved it. Yeah, we loved it. And we decided that why not? We can record it here so you have it. And this is more or less 1 hour, so get ready. Rosa Estela, how are you?
I'm really happy, Carmen, to be with you, to be with everybody, and to share this important topic that I think it's really important to everybody. No?
Yeah, I agree with you, Rosie. Yes, Rosa Estela, tell us about your education.
Yeah, Carmen, thank you. Um, well, I am a speaker and a training and independent consultant. I'm pedagogy with a specialization in human development. I'm coach. I'm coach also. My work is to help people to be happy with their lives.
Yes, and I am Carmen Roman. I am a clinical psychologist with a PhD in transpersonal psychology and two master's degree in psychology as well. And I have 30 years doing psychotherapy. We have the last 5 years creating this podcast, Emotions in Harmony, and the YouTube, Emotions in Harmony. So you can find us there. So, Rosie, let's talk about if you are watching this video, I would like for you to take a moment, probably even pause the video, and write down your conceptions about burnout. What do you think? What do you know? What do you want to accomplish in the next hour that we are going to be here? And what are you doing already to prevent the burnout on yourself?
Yeah, and I think it's important to have this information because we need to start about how do we concept this syndrome. And I think it's important, Carmen, to make an exercise. Don't you think so?
I
An
think so.
exercise that be aware, about how they feel.
I think so. And right now, without changing your posture, I will ask you to be aware for a couple moments about how you are using your chair, how your legs and your arms and your back is. So it's very tempting to change the posture, but don't do it. And just observe and imagine what will happen to your body if you keep using this posture for 8 hours or 10 hours. So it's painful, yeah. So now is your time. Now is the time that you adjust the posture, yeah. And we are going to do 3 deep breathings together. So here we go. This is the number 1. Number 2, and remember to inhale through your nose and all the air to your stomach. And number 3. And now we are ready to continue. Thank you. Thank you for doing these exercises with us.
Carmen, is very nice to breathe deeply.
It
It's so
is.
nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, today we'll be talking about burnout. And the most important thing is what is and how to spot it. Okay? What are the topics and the little topics that we are touch with you? What is a burnout syndrome? How do I know if I have it? What situations lead with burnout? How can we recognize habit? What to do when you are burned out? And how can I prevent it? And the most important, we are going to share with you some recommendations to prevent it. Okay, let's go with that.
I want you to think about information than rather than just a collection of something to do, something to learn. Take that information as a meaningful information. It's very easy nowadays to go to the internet and just collect a couple of articles. And you think you know about burnout. Today, we want you to focus on this connection between information and transformation. Okay? It's important that you take this knowledge and really absorb it and really do minimum changes to your daily life will be a very good reward for us. Yeah, Rosie?
Yeah, and okay, let's begin with a little bit of information. Okay, because we want to transform yourself. Okay, then what is the definitions of burnout syndrome? The official definition said, and look at the phrase, underline phrase. This is conceptualizing, conceptualizing like syndrome. Yes, and it is a resulting from chronic workplace stress that has not been successful managed. Notice this is a stressful situation. Then, in these same definitions, consider three dimensions: feeling of energy depletion or exhaustion. The second one, increase mental distance from on one's job. And the third one is a sense of ineffectiveness and lack of accomplishment. You're right? Then consider this because this is the definition, right?
And this definition was published by the International Classification of Disorders, number 11.
Yeah.
And something really important to say, Rosie, and you tell me about Mexico. In the United States, we don't have yet the definition. We don't recognize the syndrome of burnout yet, not medically.
That's right.
Actually, I didn't learn it in my curriculum as a psychologist. I learned it in life, and I learned it because I started researching. And when Nuro asked for the topic specifically, we did more research on it. But I have been observing that for 2 years in my clients, and burnout exists ever since humanity exists. Yeah. So what do you observe in Mexico, Rosie?
In Mexico, it's the same, Carmen. They consider that if you are stressed, maybe you have burnout. No? But isn't right. Isn't right. You have to consider many things, many senses. No, many like a constellation. The researchers say that.
Yeah.
But you are not burned out if you are only a little bit of stress or tiredness, for example. No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something. Stay with us until then because we really need to make the difference. What is burnout and what is not? Yeah. And something that you just point right now is that this burnout is the end of the stage. Yeah, it's not that you are burned out today in the afternoon and tomorrow not. Yeah, is that is when you get burned out, it may take you weeks and even months to recover. It really calls your attention because your body is kind of shuts down. Yeah, but today we need to talk about the steps so you don't get to that difficult step. Yeah. This syndrome can manifest when you are exposed to a prolonged stress. When you for long time had this very stressful job, or are taking care of a grandpa, a parent, una abuelita, un abuelito, yeah, or you are taking care of a child, or
Yeah,
you are exposed to something that demands from your body a lot, constantly, for months or even for years. Yeah.
and you don't take care of yourself. We want you to invite that convert you like great observer of your body, your senses, your emotions. Right, Carmen? It's so important to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. If the more you observe, this is why we did the exercise at the beginning of the
Yeah,
three
that's
deep breaths, not only observing your body, but observing your emotions. These three breaths, whenever,
mm,
if you do it every hour or every 2 hours in your job or in your life, in your normal life, it will
oh,
correct. Yeah, it will set you in the correct course.
you make a little stop, no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gives you a breathe very profound. It's you count your emotions the moment you feel tired, for example.
Yes. And you are in the road to burnout if you are exhausted all the time, if you have thoughts about how bad your day it is, and you start being cynical or irritable or very short tempered. We say in the United States you are very short tempered, like quick to to fire. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah. What else,
yes.
Rosie?
And also when you have thoughts, pessimist thoughts about your life,
Mhm.
or you feel blocked, no, you don't find solutions, and you say it doesn't matter, I can do it, no, you're pessimistic, or maybe cynicism, no, can appear in your life, and then you have to stop, breathe, and notice what can you do for you to prevent it, to
Yes.
feel better.
So, in the very early signs of burnout, you may notice this excessive and physical and mental tiredness. Yeah, you may have frequent headaches, and you think, "Oh, this is my life. I always have headaches." And you notice when the headaches are getting more frequent and less able to be controlled.
And for example, Cameron, when we don't stop to eat in the right moment, you lose your rhythm for the meals, because you have a lot of work and you want to finish these things to do, and forget the time to meal with a time, with enough time to feel okay with your flavors. And it's important also to have a good rest. And sometimes you can feel a sign like insomnia, because you are thinking about all the things you have in your desk, no, and you lose also the rhythm of the resting in the night.
And you may have this negativity, constant negativity, and the next one is isolation. And I want to make a difference here. We needed to be isolated, or we sometimes need to be isolated due to the pandemic, but that's different because you can be not seeing people and still being happy doing your stuff at home, seeing people through Zoom if you want to. Yeah, we got very creative about not being isolated, but I'm talking about the desire to be isolated when you start being bothered by people, by pets, by children, by even the plants around. Yeah, you start bothering because you are exhausted and they require energy. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yes. And also, that feelings, Carmen, that maybe when you feel failure and insecurity of the ways do you when you do something, it's a sign also to be very stressful and feel so tired about the things you do.
Imagine like mold in the wall, like start growing very quietly. You don't
Mm.
notice until it's really a problem. And if it's really a problem, you need to call a professional. Yeah. Because you will not be able to fix it yourself. Yeah, you will not be able to fix it yourself, so you need to call a professional, and in this case, of course, you need to call and start psychotherapy, and call your doctor and everything. Yeah, but if you notice the molds early on, you can do something about the house. And in your body is the same. If you notice on time, you can do something to prevent a very serious damage.
And imagine this, when you are facing a stressful situation, your brain responds like if you are pushing a button, a red button, then it looks like an alarm for your body, no? Then stressful hormones sends the information to your system, whole system, your breathing, your heart, your stomach, and it's a very it's a response, no, in your body to go away or to face it. Yes, and it make it changes in your system.
And this is what you will happen. This is that you will see if, for example, let's put example of the cortisol hormone. The cortisol hormone
Yeah.
is called the stress hormone because it suppresses the when your cortisol elevates, it suppresses the digestive system. You have high blood pressure. You have problems with your ovulation, or your sugar levels, or your thyroid function start being abnormal, or your system gets weak. And a recent research in Burnout also noticed that the cortisol, we were thinking for years that the cortisol can go up and then this is a problem. But the recent research demonstrated also that cortisol low can be a problem as well. So any big changes in your cortisol levels, you need to be aware of it. And I am going to, or Rosie and I are going to put you some examples that may be more familiar to you than just telling you about the cortisol levels. Yeah. If you notice in your life colitis, gastritis, like irritable bowel syndrome, what else, Rosie?
Headaches of migraine, Carmen, is also, when it show up. Muscle, very um, tight muscles, or chronic pain
Yeah.
also too.
And let's say some of these illnesses are not caused by burnout. Maybe your system was built that way. Maybe something happened to you and you came to that diagnosis. But definitely, being burnout is going to increase the risk for your body to start shutting down. So burnout can accelerate this process. Burnout can worse this process. Yeah. So no, this is no good news. Yeah, Rosie.
Yeah, that's not a good news. But we can prevent it, Carmen. That's why we need to know about this and observe our body to resolve these situations, no?
Yeah. And and who is more likely to get burnout? People with high stressful jobs. Yeah.
Yeah, for example, caregivers, community leaders, healthcare, workers also can have this problem, this syndrome.
Actually, Christina Maslach is a social psychologist in Berkeley. She did many years ago a research in healthcare workers. and police officers and social workers,
Yeah.
people in service, that they deal with trauma, they did with high stress every single day. And she come up with a questionnaire that we can leave the link at the end and share with you. And
Yeah.
also, there is an Australian questionnaire now that where they interview 1,000 people and they ask them to classify the symptoms in order what they were feeling if they describe themselves as burnout.
We know that the burnout is not caused solely by stressful work or too many responsibilities. It's so important to consider that we are in a culture or in a society that considers this phrase, be the best. No? We learn to be a perfectionist or nothing is enough. We do something, no, Carmen? And this is a very big problem.
It's a person who has certain lifestyle will be more prone to burnout. Yeah. When you internalize the need to be the best, or you get the approval, you live because of the approval of others or the love of others. And when you are working too much without having this time for socializing, relaxing, you don't get time to nurture your close relationships. Of course, you take too many responsibilities. My mom, when I was in the elementary school, my mom used to get angry, Rosie, because she used to say, the teacher will say, "Who wants to dance?" And I was like, "Me." And who wants to bring the enchiladas? My mom. And who wants? And it was just like my mom is like, "Don't be like that because you make me work." Yeah.
Yeah,
And
of course.
yeah, so the
Just let your
volunteering
mom.
all the time, not having the ability to say no, is a very high risk of getting burnout.
That's right. That's
And
right,
also
Carmen.
something very interesting, Rosie, that I noticed in the Silicon Valley at least, that
Hmm.
people tend to make these high achievers their heroes. Like Steve Jobs, good
Oh,
for him.
yeah.
Yeah, he did accomplish a lot for our world. Bill Gates, all of these, Mark Zuckerberg, are the heroes of Silicon Valley. I kind of the saints here. Um, we literally treat them like the saints in the towns in Mexico. So
I,
these
yes.
these people, trust me, they burn themselves, and and of course at that point in time they have the resources to heal themselves, but it stops them from continue sometimes their dreams. um, Bill Gates in an interview actually mentioned that he didn't hire Rosie, or he didn't want it in his team somebody that was willing to work less than 20 hours a day.
They
So that was
forget
very.
their priorities, Carmen.
Mhm.
I think it's so important to notice how what are my needs, my principal needs, no? And also when we need to be the control of everything, no? Or when we sense that anything is enough, no, and you want to do everything.
Yeah.
You don't delegate, for example, in the work. You don't know how to delegate because you want to have the control of everything.
Yeah, we need to learn about the 12 phases of burnout. I like these
Yeah.
12 phases, Rosie, because it will give hope that I can escalate, but I also can de-escalate. Yeah. Most of us, if you are watching this presentation, probably you are already in the first step, which is this excessive drive for success or the ambitious behavior. Yeah. This is why the word burnout will call your attention. So most of us already do that. And that's okay. The problem is when we overuse our body for that ambition. Yeah.
And also when we neglecting about our needs, Carmen,
Yes.
no, we go up and we forget about ourselves, and only wants to resolve the problems of others. No?
Or when we displace the conflict. I was working with a couple yesterday, and literally the person say, if this relationship is going so bad, I just work more hours. Yeah. So you take the conflict from one area of your life and you push it harder in another area of your life, and that is a huge step for burnout.
Or in the 5 point is no time for work, non-work needs. We need to have a little time for us.
Yeah. Yeah. You have the denial, the denial, or the being inflexible. You start being inflexible in your thoughts,
Yes.
and that being inflexible, it makes you to think black and white, and you start being withdrawing yourself because you see like everything is a cause for boredom. So the less people in your life, the better. Or you start being cynical, and you know what? Something very interesting about being cynical, or being, you start feeling like you are important because you spend so many hours being specialized in something. Let's say in your job, or taking care of your mom, or taking care of grandma, yeah, or grandpa. You say, it's only me who knows the medicines. It's only me who knows how he or she wants. And let's be real. If so many people will do the same hours as you, probably they will come back with the same knowledge. Yeah. So it's nothing special. It's just that you put more hours. And the more hours you put, you think you are more smart in the special. You may be, but not because of this. Yeah, Rosie.
Yeah. Yeah, and also, Carmen, everything that you told affects your behavior. You feel like you are not important because everybody is more important than you, and then, of course, your behavior are going to change. You feel aggressive, or you feel very sad, or you feel tired.
You start being depersonalized yourself. You
Hmm.
start depersonalizing yourself, and that means that you kind of separate your mind from your body. Yeah. So, do you have that experience that you are driving, and then you like, how did I get here? You don't notice until like 30 minutes later, or how did that happen? Or then you start having experiences, physical experiences that your brain is not registering. Eating, eating too much is one of the idea of this depersonalization, where you eat, and you don't register mentally. Yeah,
Or sleep too much also, Carmen, no?
yeah.
Then maybe if you go up in the in
Ladder.
the
In the ladder.
in the land, you can feel emptiness or anxiety, or maybe addictive behaviors like drink or like smoke too much. No, um, please stop and notice this change in your behaviors. Maybe you need to a support.
And you may start experiencing depression. If you had depression before because other causes, that this already in really worse your depression. But if you didn't have depression, if you were a happy camper in life, this is going to show up the sadness because you start losing capabilities. Yeah. So that kind of a black cloud in your being, in your life, start being a constant. And hello, welcome to the burnout syndrome. You
Yeah.
collapse. Yeah. And I say it with a smile because sometimes it's good news. Sometimes you overuse and abuse your own body and your own system that you don't notice. But when you collapse, when actually somebody collapses, they literally now they need to take time in the hospital bed or in their homes to think.
Oh God.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but to think, yeah, to think about it, and the reason, and then you start seeing different life differently. Yeah,
The life stops you, Carmen. to say, okay, take care of yourself. No?
So you will have a very expensive vacations in the
Yeah,
hospital.
of course. But now we are going to give you 3 steps that you can put in action, no? Or you can practice. The first one is recognize when you don't feel okay. Recognize and watch for the warning signs of burnout. The second one is reverse. What does means that? Under the damage by seeking support and managing stress. How? Deep breath, stop for your meals, and talk with a friends. That's why you can do. And the third one is build your resilience for to stress by taking care of your physical and emotional health. Take care of yourself. That's our first recommendation. What do you think about these 3 steps, Carmen? They are nice, no?
Yeah, if you learn to recognize that we did it with tree breathing at the beginning, yeah. If you monitor constantly with monitoring your body, how is sitting, moving, eating, etc., sleeping, and you start being aware of your breathing, you you don't get to the ladder, you don't get to the steps that high because you will be redirectioning, yeah. And then you build resilience because you get your body strong and your mind strong, so you get resilience out of that. So I like this circle, I really love it.
Yeah,
And
I
but
love it
what
too.
happened when you really got to the 12th step and now you are completely burned out? Rosie, you know, in my career, and probably
Yes.
when you do the presentations in the companies too, the most difficult part is when somebody is already burned out, they literally are in bed or they cannot work for a week. And the most difficult part is to help them to recognize that it's time to stop.
Mm.
Yeah, they want to continue. It's like a
They want to.
train. It's like a
Yeah.
high speed train. It's like very difficult to stop and listen. Is 1 week is not going to do it. You need like a month or two, and they just don't listen. Yeah, but it's also a cultural. It's also a cultural thing because if, for example, in the United States, we recognize burnout, you could go to your boss and say, "I'm burnout," and they give you 3 months leave of absence pay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm not joking. It's not to use lightly. Yeah. But when somebody is burned out, they literally needs months to recover.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I have seen so many of my clients that they come in that phase. They come already burned out. So the first thing you do is going to a psychotherapy, talk therapy. And then you go to your physician and ask for any possible test that they run tests and your blood pressure, your blood, your blah, blah, blah. So we need to assess all the damage that your body already has and start the recovery process. Why? You say why? Carmen, you are a psychologist, so of course you will recommend psychotherapy. But psychotherapy is going to help you to change your behavior, to understand your behavior, and to be compliant with the doctor's order. If you start backwards and only go to the doctor, they will give you probably the resources and the medicine or whatever you need, and you will not listen to it.
I think, Carmen, for well-being, we need to take care for our emotions and our body, and this is a really complete health. No, and not only take pills or take a snap. No, in our final recommendations, we want to invite you to ask these questions. The first one is, what do you work? The second one is, what are the advantages of work for you? And the third one, Carmen, is does work give you a life meaning? Okay, what are the answers, Carmen, for these questions?
If the person answer like, "Why do you work?" and the person say, "I work because I want to earn an income," yeah. Otherwise, if I won the lottery, I will not work. Yeah. Or the advantage of
Yeah.
work for me is that I want to use my strengths. Yeah. Or I want to define my identity. This is who I am. And the person who has life meaning as their work, they are passionate about their work. They say, it's because this is where I obtain meaning in my life. Something very interesting, Rosie, is that for years we thought the people that just work because they need to work and they
Yes.
feel forced to work, they will be more burnout. But not necessarily, because they are very
No.
smart about living on time. Yeah, when this their time finish, they leave because they don't like it to be there. And but they actually the people who has more life meaning and are more passionate, and normally the ones who are more precious to the company because they bring more to the company, they are the ones born that can burn out easiest, and they are the most
Mm,
expensive to replace, and they're more painful to replace.
yeah, we need to take care of our time, no?
Yeah.
The time. Okay, we enjoy the work, but we need to have time for us also to stop in a good moment.
We have actually, we have, Rosie, every 3 months we need to have the same conversation in Emotions in Harmony because
Yeah, of
in
course.
Emotions in Harmony we are a group of very passionate people. Yeah, so
Mhm.
we have the policy that every 3 months everybody needs to take 1 week off, and then it comes the conversation every 2 months. Who is going to be fierce because I need to take care of that, and who is going to take care of that, and who is going to take care of that? Yeah, but since I already in my life experienced burnout, I want to prevent that in my team. Yeah. So
Thank you, Karen. Yes.
yeah, we do. And we have 2 weeks in December. So if you don't hear from us, it's because we are preventing burnout. Yeah.
Yeah, we we need to take care of our priorities, Carmen. Well, and the other recommendations. Oh, take care of your friends. Reach out to your people, the people you love it, and go to parties and make some things different. No.
And reorganize your thoughts about work. Is passionate, is good, or maybe you don't like it and you can enjoy. Whatever it serves your purpose to be more refreshed when you work.
As we said, reevaluate your priorities also. Make exercise, for example, like a priority because your body needs it. Your body needs movement, your feelings, your emotions also works with the exercise.
And like a physician will say it, eat your veggies, eat your healthy diets. Never underestimate the power of drinking water, pure water, not soda, not energy drinks, pure water, and your healthy diet, having a fruit every couple hours, having your veggies, having whatever your doctor and your nutriologist says about it, but taking care of how this machine works. Yeah.
Lot of colors in your plate, no? In your meal. It's important.
Yeah.
And look at this. You need to put attention in your senses, in your needs, in your emotions, and then put intention. What does means that? Put put your in action. Make something different for you because
Mhm.
this is really important.
Yeah.
Take care of your life. I love this question, Carmen.
I love it too.
Now, now, what are you going to do different? You have to be confident in you to make many things different in your life.
Yes.
what is
Once you
going to
hear
be the
that, remember we were talking about transformation versus only
yeah,
information. You have the
yeah.
information. What transformation are you willing to do to not to escalate? Yeah. If I were you, I will go back and print the 2 slides, yeah, the 12 steps just to measure where I am going.
Yeah,
Yeah, to
don't go
de-escalate
up.
that.
Yeah,
Yes, we want to thank you. Yeah, Rosie, we want to say thank you
for
for
everything.
taking care of your mental health and taking care of your body. It really serves all of us, especially the ones who love you, your family.
Yeah, remember, you are your priority. Not to be very selfish person, but if you take care of you, you can take care of all the people around you.
I'm so glad that you mentioned the selfishness, because people, when I say take care of yourself, they think we are asking them to be selfish, and actually not. We are asking
Yeah.
you to be your priority so you can serve others better. Think about it. If you are a mom and you be brave and you leave your child in childcare for a couple hours and then just go and rest, take a nap, or to go for a walk, or take a massage, or whatever you need, you will be a
Oh,
happier mom. Yeah.
yeah.
If you allow your siblings to take care of grandma or grandpa.
Yeah. If you have it, Carmen, you can give it.
Yes.
No?
Yes. If you have it, you can give it. Yeah. And I want to finish with a little bit of story that I hear somewhere. I don't know where, but there was one in a small town. It was a grandpa that has, this kind of stores that they are in Mexico, that you go to the corner and they have like bread and milk and cookies, and
Mm.
like a small supermarket. Yeah. So this guy in the town decided that the town needed the food, and sometimes they couldn't afford to pay the food. So he was just allowing them to take the food, and he was taking notes who will pay later. Yeah, and he kept going on and on, allowed them people to take the food without paying, and then they will pay later. It was very difficult for the people to pay later. It was a difficult situation for the town, and it was very difficult for the grandpa to keep restocking the store. So at the end of the story, the grandpa stays with his empty store, and the problem was
Mm.
the same. Still, people needed food. Still, people needed something. Yeah. So we need to be creative. We need to be creative to restock our resources, because at the end, the problems will continue and we will have nothing to give. And you may say, yeah, but how he can charge if the people didn't have the money? Well, there are many ways to raise money, to do something else, to move to another place where they can pay and then come and donate to the ones who cannot pay. There are many ways. And you need to be creative with your energy and with your store as well.
Oh, thank you for the story, Carmen. I love it.
Well, Rosie, we are done with this presentation, and if you are here, thank you. Wow, you made it until here.
Oh,
Yes,
thank you.
we are very proud of you.
Thank you, Carmen. Thank you.
Rosie?
Thank you, everybody. Take care.
Yes.
Take care of yourself. Be happy. Give you a time for rest, for enjoy the life, and enjoy everything that you do.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye
you
for
very
now,
much.
Rosie.
Bye. Thank you, Carmen.